Real spit you don't find that often. Learn to listen when it's grown men talking. Cause real spit you don't find that often. Every discussion from experience. And hopefully within it delivers some deliverance. It's all facts and opinionated. From the west where that real spit originated. Brothers truly trying to save a soul. Provoke thought so we can really designate a goal. We on that grown man scribble. The ball in our court with command on the dribble. This is something that'll help the show. Cause it's something that'll help us grow. We see exactly what the people need. Now welcome to the show, Spitt'n Pollaseedz. Welcome to the show, Spitt'n Pollaseedz. Welcome to the show, Spitt'n Pollaseedz. Learn to listen when it's grown man talking. Cause real spit you don't find that often. Learn to listen when it's grown man talking. Cause real spit you don't find that often. Spitt'n Pollaseedz.
I find that often.
Spitt'n Pollaseedz.
Really long-winded.
Seems a little hype in here, but welcome again to another Spitt'n Pollaseedz Day, where today's show should be very interesting, very intriguing, and hopefully helpful to a lot of you. We pray that it's going to be informative. Then you also get the opportunity to share this particular show with others, especially young men in our communities, young men, and as a matter of fact, even some moms, because it could shine a little bit of insight and enlighten other people in our community as a whole, so we can grow and prosper and learn from one another. Like they say, iron sharpens iron, and hopefully the iron on this stage can help sharpen you, help you uplift, encourage, and inspire you, give you some clarity and understanding with regards to how it is to be a male in this society, what it's like to not have a dad in our community. But before I get into the topic, I'm going to go around the room and have some of the hosts introduce themselves to you. We also want to welcome a few. Go right ahead. Let's go ahead and start off with Kev. Kev, how was everything with you, and how was your week?
Man, it's cool, Trev. I just try to whatever comes up, far as any issue, deal with it, keep moving. I mean, it's life, so I'm good. Oh,
You're a moderator. You probably want to continue.
Right, that's what I thought.
Okay,
I could have handled it.
You say the next person.
No worries.
Yeah, you can
Okay,
say. Go ahead.
let's go ahead to this gentleman right here, Kanoom. We see you have some company.
Yeah, that's why I wish you would have went.
Anyway,
should have
went last.
Can
Whoa,
you
wow.
Can you pick?
Go ahead, we can start with Irvin then, if you
Yeah,
wish.
go ahead, EP.
Yeah, you know what? You were very good at Easter speaches. I could tell the way he just came on the show and was just and then
It matched my sweater. It matched my sweater.
Yeah, in 89-degree weather today.
And he got a t-shirt up under this.
Yeah, I'm still cool, man. That's what it is. I'm cold-blooded, man. I'm cold-blooded.
Yes,
That's
you
what
are,
it is.
buddy. Yes, you are. I had a great week, man.
He got a velour sweater on 89 degrees.
I'm cold-blooded. I'm comfortable there.
Hey, there it is.
There it is.
I had a great week, man. I'm busy. God is good. I'm happy, man, to be amongst the living, amongst you guys. We got a special guest, man. I mean, so much, and man, and he was just gracious enough to just, as soon as I called him, sure, I'll do it. Well, it might be tomorrow. Sure, I'll do it. So I'm just happy, man. Next.
Canoe.
Next.
Trevor, how was your
My week was very full. This was probably, and I don't celebrate 4th of July, but on the 4th of July, I had a really good time with my daughter. It's probably more fulfilling and edifying than I had even imagined. I spent the entire day with my daughter. Initially, I started off with a movie with Irvin and his grandson, my daughter and myself, and we went to the movies.
With Irvin.
I didn't go to the movies with Irvin.
Oh,
we
okay.
took children.
Right.
So we went to the movies and we did at least 5 other things after that. So it was
One
awesome.
adult ticket and 3 children tickets.
Yeah.
So we had a good.
He met the height. He didn't meet the height thing, so I got a little discount.
Ever since then, though, my week has been very full, very full. So and you, brother Kanoom, how was everything been for you since the last Spitt'n Pollaseedz Day?
Man, it's been an up and down, but more ups than downs. So I'm grateful for that. So I just had a grandson, and
Hey, congrats,
that's
man.
on the 4th. So, like we were saying, I have a new reason to celebrate on that day.
On the 4th.
On the 4th.
Nice.
All them fireworks and everything,
That was it.
Dynamite.
they're going to be for Hassan Zaire.
How you feel?
I feel great. You know what I mean? It hasn't really hit me yet. Maybe this guy can tell me that's next to me. My beloved dad is sitting next to me. He know he means so much to me. I mean, I can't even. It'll take the whole show to say I'm. But how was your week, Daddy?
Mike.
Awesome. First of all, thank God that I'm alive,
Man.
and thank God for all of you. You mean so much to me. You. Not even you two.
Lucky me.
Yeah.
Lucky me.
Yeah.
But I'm amongst, this is my son that I begot. But these are my children. These are my sons.
Absolutely.
You know, when you have,
We
this
just
is
wanted
my
you to tell
firstborn.
how your week was,
Hey, let him alone. Let him alone.
I don't want to get. He don't want to get all into the show yet.
Let him-
We gotta
let him-
say the
No, this
title
is-
of the show.
He
This
should
is
have
my
bring it on.
firstborn.
Mhm.
I had 9 more after.
Yeah, that's important. Set it up, Mac.
So I have tribulation. I have patience. I have experience.
Hey, amen.
Yeah.
Because that's what children give you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Amen.
Daddy, I was,
Amen.
Daddy, I was a good child. Don't even.
Then we grew up with you, brother.
I was a good child. He can even tell you. He can attest to that.
The back house.
Yeah. We all remember the back house.
Yeah.
Some more than others.
Still living with it.
Lord.
Anyway, the title of the show. You wanna?
Yeah, Trevor, moderate. No, Trevor,
Sweater.
please,
Come on,
Sweater.
sweater.
give us time.
But see, I don't have the complete title, but
Canoe.
Oh,
where I
wow.
was going with what it was to be without a dad and something to that reference. But Irvin had the exact title, so that's why I wanted to pass it to you. And I apologize for not knowing the exact title.
The impact of an absent father. The impact of an absent father. That's so important.
That's the title of the show,
Yeah,
Jim.
that's the title of the show.
Ladies and
don't
gentlemen.
forget that. Don't forget, especially it's important to us.
It's on your screen. It should be on your screen. So if you get your questions ready, get ready to call in as we delve into this important topic, because I could say this man has a lot of wisdom around the topic.
Let's just start. Let's start with the video. I think the first video is gonna set everything up.
Yes.
Let's check this out. We can't hear it.
We can read it, right?
You want to hear that one?
Yeah. Can you change the file while we go to some?
Huh? Yeah, we can keep going. We're having technical difficulties.
So the title of the show is
The impact of a
Absent Father.
In the meantime, while we're trying to get that situated, thank you for tuning in. But we would love to hear from some of the viewers in regards to your view on the impact of an absentee father. Sometimes fathers are not there by choice, and sometimes fathers are prevented from being there. Sometimes the co-parent may not feel as if the father is worthy enough or is going to bring some hurt, harm, or danger to their children. But if you're a father and you genuinely have care and concern for your child, I would hope that you would do whatever it takes, even though it's difficult, to be there for your child as a protector, as a provider, as a person that gives security, to uplift, encourage, inspire, and to speak into the spirit of your children. Sometimes it may be difficult because there's been generation of men that have not had a father, that have not had a father figure, and there's what some people may call a generational curse. Sometimes someone comes along like your father that uplifts, encourages, and inspires other people, other men, to have an example of what a man looks like. And I must say that, and from what I've seen, the community that you come with, cherish your father, cherish who he is, because of what he has done for, to, and with the young men of your community, of the church, going above and beyond. And that's also, and I've always said this, the toughest job you'll ever love is to be a father. And here we have this honorable man right in front of us that has decided to choose to love your friends intentionally. Speaking to the spirits of these now grown men, fathers and grandfathers. It stemmed from some of the teachings, some of the things that he has taught, shown, and shared with your friends. And I must say, man, I'll give you a standing ovation. I applaud you for doing that, because that's not something that you had to do, but you chose to love us intentionally. And I want to say that, man, hats off to you, and we appreciate you. If no one ever told you, the fellas in that community love you, because you are also a very pivotal point in the lives of young boys, young men, gentlemen, fathers, and now grandfathers. And a lot of them is owed to, a lot of that and your accolades and kudos is owed to you. So we honor you on this show by letting you know that we honor you and we appreciate you. Is there anything that you can show or teach us about the importance of being present? Because you were present for the lives of young men that didn't have one. What are some of the things that you would want to share? What are some of the nuggets that you have shared with your son's friends?
Being present.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's the show for today.
I could speak to that. Let me speak to that a little bit. Like, not only was he present, but like it started in the church. He was our Sunday school teacher. He was our choir director. He was our activity coordinator. What you say? He was our employer. He employed me, and he fired me too. He fired me. You probably don't even remember. You fired me from the beauty shop because I was helping your mom. Yes. Mac had a beauty supply. He had a beauty supply, and he had a beauty salon. So his mom works between both of them. She had me come down there and do something at the other shop. So I wasn't at the other shop. And Mac said, man, you went at the, I said, yeah, your mom asked me. He said, man, I didn't ask you to do that. And Mac fired me.
That was a good lesson.
Yeah, that was
that's the best thing I ever did. Huh?
Yes.
Look how you turned out.
Hey, man. So Mac fired me, but on a serious note, like Mac also, he took us to like at a very, very young age, he took us to movie tryouts and for commercials, and he was in the show business. He showed us business. He showed us what being present was like. Not only was he there for the fun times, but he didn't mind sparing the rod. Amen. And when we got to the age where a whooping wouldn't help, he had some gloves in his trunk. You got an issue, he gonna put the gloves on. Oh, you think you're getting too grown? It was so many different things, but he was there, he was present, but not only present, but he based life on scriptures and on doing it the right way. And I can, like you said, kudos, because it's we can't say it enough. And we had examples. He was one of the many examples, but very, very present. I'm gonna get one more quick story, how he put himself into situations he didn't have to. We were growing up at church, and Mark is here today. And one afternoon, we got tired of being in church, man. Right? So we was there
tired of being in church.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
What kid?
How many kids you know? Yeah, exactly. So all day, bro.
What's all day?
Okay, starting Sunday school about 9:30, then 11 o'clock, and then they have a little food after. And then you got to stay for the 3:30 or 4 o'clock service, bro. We kids, right? So we lived about a mile and a half away through different gang territories, and me and Mark decided, look, man, we finna just walk home. We're gonna walk this way. We're gonna hit this back road. We're gonna do this, and I guess we was missing something, and somebody said they walked home. We got halfway home, bro. It was a long walk, and Mac pulled up. Hey, man, where y'all going, man? We going home. We tired. He said, look, all right, I'll take y'all home, but look, first let me take you by my father's house. Y'all know, I'm like, cool, Pops out. We ain't tripping. He drove us right back to the church.
My father's house. Take you to my father's house.
Exactly, man. So, man, that's just one of the stories, man. But he's very pivotal and very involved in our life. And I just want to tell you, man, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Our families are better because you stood in and you stood in the gap.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
God be all the glory. All the true glory goes to him. That's all I can say. I am who I am. This young man, we all had people in our lives to make a difference. What can I say? Children, they don't care how much money you have. It's all about how much time you spend.
Can I ask you, what was it that made you, or what gave you the desire or the drive to do that for your son and his friends?
Well, I had a dad. Yeah, I had a dad, and he showed me. My dad was great, humble, but he wasn't nothing to play with. But he showed me, and I put them around him. All my children, I put them around him and my mom to let them see what having a family looks like. It's sometimes you can't help it, but if you father the child, you are responsible for that child. I mean, you are responsible for that child. Now, if that child says, I don't want to live with you, that's it, but because of something that somebody's brainwashing them on the other side, I didn't never do that. I always taught love. Hey, if that, you see, and that's what that's what your mama said. No, man, don't care about what she said. Don't care about what she gonna talk about you. Yeah. They talked about Jesus Christ. As long as they're talking about you, you're all right. It's gonna come around. A lot of people believe in what goes around comes around, but I believe you shall reap what you sow.
With that being said, what do you think are some of, in your opinion, what are the top impacts of young men not having their father around?
Well,
or
you
someone like
see
yourself?
You see it because the mother has told the child, every bad thing, you just like your daddy. So the child grow up not liking people like his daddy. You hear me? So he grow up, he don't like dudes. That's why we have this they don't like men. Oh, you're not hearing me.
That's a different perspective.
Because now I've been taught to hate. Everything bad look like my dad. Oh,
or myself.
You're a writer.
That's
Write that down.
That's a song. Write that down. Yeah. Y'all heard it here first. He gonna get his credit. He gonna make sure. just paid off for that.
So you gotta, you have to teach love. And what do that look like? Love looks like, I don't want my, some men just, I have a friend that's in the business. When you have a problem, he come help you. But most men want you to lower their child support. They don't too much care about, well, I want to see my child, but can you lower that first? Well, the thing is to have a relationship, and see, that's where you say, I heard you say that the, that generational curse.
Right.
Because we don't see God in all that we do. See, you got to see God. Hey, look, I love this woman, and it should tell you, don't let your little head outthink your big head. Oh, you don't hear me.
I heard you. I heard you, and I'm living in it. So yeah. I heard you.
So a lot of times, we have to, the mistakes we make, we have to live with them. And a child is not a mistake.
Never.
Never a mistake.
Wow.
Because if God didn't want that child, he or she could have died on the birthing table. But God wanted that child. So that child has life.
Oh, we have a caller. Yeah.
Is that Spencer?
Thank you for calling. What's your name, comment, and or question?
I'll make a comment on this absent fathers, which is it's not that many absent fathers.
What do you mean?
There's not that many absent fathers. Where are the statistics that you guys got that said there's a lot of absent fathers?
Okay.
Meaning absent from the home. It's a bunch of statistics.
Okay, what help me get to your point, because you're saying where's the statistics. Now, we don't necessarily have to state the statistics, but however, if you're watching this show at this moment, you will see at least 3 men that are in this studio that didn't or weren't raised by their biological father. So let's just go with, let's just say, I don't know, maybe 5 out of 6. Are you watching the show?
No.
Okay, so, but because right here, right now, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 men out of 5 that were not raised by their biological fathers, that their biological fathers were not in the house. Statistics on jail. You can check the statistics if you wish, from the school to prison pipeline. Men that are
There's not that many black men in prison to make that kind of a dent in the black community. The problem is what we have is too many kids being born out of wedlock, and you have too many mothers denying fathers access to the child. And the system, which is when a child is born out of wedlock, that father still has no right to that child until he takes the mother to court.
So is he not absent? So then is he not absent? Are you proving our point, or you want to argue?
No. He's still not there. You got to follow me. Two-thirds of the black child is born out of wedlock, right or wrong?
I don't know. Where's the statistics?
That is true.
I don't know. Where's the statistics?
Those are facts. Those are statistics.
White and Asian also, right? And Hispanic, right?
Say what?
Hispanic and white, correct? African as well, right? Filipino and Thailand as well, correct? Because some people are what they call, from a previous show, border or passport brothers. So we don't limit it to just us, brother.
Well, I'm not limited just to us.
Where's your statistics?
About black folks right now.
Where are your statistics?
No. Okay. Say what?
Where are your statistics?
My statistics are saying that most fathers are taking care of their kids. Part of the problem is you have a lot of mothers just denying that fathers access to their kids.
I agree.
Not only that, but right now, as you're speaking right now, did you know that any child born out of wedlock, that father has no rights to that child?
Nor does the mother. Do you know that?
Nor does
the mother.
Untrue.
She
That's
can
untrue.
be. You have legal. Hold on. You have legal custody and you have physical custody. So, are you talking about legal or physical for one? Because
listen, I'm giving you some facts.
I'm giving you the truth.
I'm telling you, I'm explaining to you that fathers have no right to their own child until they take that mother to court. It's the father that has no right to that child. The mother has all rights until he takes that mother to court. Now, do you think most men know that?
No, what we have to do, can I enter? What we have to do is bring, because I know who this is. It's my Uncle Reggie. So what we have to do is do a whole show on what he's talking about, and we can readdress that at that time. Is that fair enough to say, Uncle?
Well, but you also we could do that as well. But at the same time, you're talking about men and not having no relationship, but you also got to look at the other side because you just can't blame. You can't just keep blaming.
Just blame the men.
I understand. We're not placing blame. We're not placing blame.
We understand that, but we because he is prevalent in his field. So we, if you would allow us, we could bring Reggie Brass back on the show, and we can have that conversation. Fair enough.
That'd be a good show.
We're talking
about the impact of the absence, not the reason for the absence.
Right. So, and I mean, we like you saying, Reggie. No disrespect. I mean, but some of us had experienced the same things that you're talking about. You know, I had to go to court, you know, to get custody. You know, my first child, my daughter, early 20s. So it was a lot I didn't know at that time. But when my boys came around, I knew, you know, enough to know that I had rights, or I was going to fight for my rights. And I ended up with custody. So is like you said, is a lot of some of it has to do with different things. Some don't want to be there. Some went to prison. Some lost their life. And then some also had to fight with the mom. A lot of brothers give up because of the mother, you know, and all the energy, negative energy and stuff. And it's just like, man, look, I ain't got time for this.
Okay, yeah. So nevertheless, the impact there was an impact,
right?
So we like you said, let's please we can set up a show to where we talk about that, but that's on another.
Let's look at it this way.
Trajectory.
And I'll come on your show, but also at the same time because we're talking about the impact that's on this here in the community. Now, the first teacher of that child is the mother.
Mm-hmm.
The first teacher. So what is it that she's teaching that child where we have come so bad in the community that these black kids are outrageous?
I agree.
We totally agree.
Yeah.
The teacher, the first teacher is the mother. The first teacher.
And you're passionate.
I agree with you. She is both of the problem. Because she's the one who's teaching that child.
I'm gonna agree with you, but we're gonna move on, and we're gonna bring you back. Okay.
Thank you for calling.
I'd love to see you on the show.
There's some wonderful mothers out there as well.
Have you guys seen Raising in the Sun?
We gonna have that conversation when you come on the show.
Okay.
Respectfully.
Okay.
Thank you,
brother.
Can we go to the clip?
Thank you for your call.
Can we go to a clip, please?
Is it ready?
Yeah, he is passionate about what he does, so I just love it.
I was of age or able to articulate, hey man, why weren't you there? For those of you who don't know, I got an interesting lifestyle that most people don't even know about. Grew up with no mother, no father. My mom was killed when I was 9 months old, was stabbed. My dad was never there. So my grandmother raised me. My grandmother died when I was 12. I was pretty much on my own at that point. So my dad was never there, and I got through life and did all the things and made the accomplishments that I needed to make. I got to a point where he and I could talk. I was 17, and I was able to articulate how I felt and wanted to know. I needed some answers. I needed some answers from him as to why he's absent. His explanation was he was on drugs, he was wild and doing his thing. I get that, cool. But at some point, you have to mature and say, okay, let me be a father to this guy. Because I played sports all my life. I was an outstanding athlete. I played everything. When I was young, it was baseball and it was basketball, and everybody in the city know me. I'm doing my thing in there. So my question was, why is he never there? Why aren't you there? So I asked him when I was of age or able to articulate, hey man, why weren't you there? And he gave me the explanation, you know, and I accepted it. He was on drugs. He was irresponsible. He should have been there after my mom was killed. He was sincere. So we're talking, and I'm like, okay, I get it. So let's try to find a way for us to have a relationship. So it was sketchy. Over the years, throughout the years, I would see him. I wouldn't see him. We would talk via text, or maybe he'd call me. So after a while, I realized this isn't really real, I don't think. Then I came to the conclusion, I said, I don't think I have the type of relationship with him if something happens to him, I would even show any emotion. I probably wouldn't even cry if my dad died. And this morning, my sister told me that, you know, he was planning out his funeral. He was writing out his will and what he wanted to leave us and it hit me. It hit me in that moment. I said, I'm not healed. I'm not done with this. I thought I was in a position where I could move on. He leaves and he's passed on, and I can say, oh, well, I got my sons and now I can teach them the things that my dad should have taught me. But I wasn't closed out yet. And I'm still not closed out. Through all this, I'm realizing, regardless of what you think, you feel, when it's parents involved, there's a connection that has to be there, especially if I can see you. If I see you, I know you're still living. I'm like, even if you're not there, even if it's somebody out there who has a father that's on crack, a mother that's on crack, and you feel disattached from them, there is still a connection. They had you. That never leaves. That connection never leaves. So it hit me, man. It hit me this morning when I replayed my sister saying, oh, he's planning out his funeral. He knows that there is an end point, and the end point is nearing, and he's planning out his future, and everything hit me. And I said, I'm not done. I'm not over this. There's still some shit unanswered. I have become who I am right now and going to elevate to more. You should have been there. I thought I was over it, thinking that, well, we don't have no bond like that, like me and my sons have. So whenever something happens, it's gonna be like he a stranger. No, he's not a stranger. He's my dad. But I'm not at peace with where our relationship is, because I still feel like he still owes Dee Dee an explanation. Because as an adult, I'm still feeling shit that I thought I was over as a kid. Look what I turned out to be. How could you not want to be a part of that? And the fact that I've become all of this without you. You can't give me the excuse with drugs. You can't give me that. I need to know what would make you want to abandon me. Everybody.
That was impactful. And when he said there was a connection but not a bond, I think when a young person is growing up and being in the communities that we lived in, sometimes we have to still forge forward, even though we may not have a bond with our biological fathers. We still have a tendency to bond with our sandbox friends, those are like our family. And then if one of them has a dad that is involved, we have a tendency to cling to him. Especially when a person like Matt comes along and wants to also get his hands wet with helping to raise, help, encourage men young boys at the time. So, I mean, that right there, what you have done is also created a connection and a bond. Well, I'd rather say a bond. Yeah, you created a bond with young men in the community, and that really is very, very impactful. And sometimes you're doing it out of love, not knowing how you doing it and what you mean to young men. So now we're on a topic of the impact of an absent father. We're talking about what happens when the father's not there. You were there, and that's fine. But I would like for us to address what are some of the things that happened that other than the obvious.
I can tell you one thing really quick. One thing, it doesn't mean that you have to perpetuate what happened or because my father wasn't there means that I'm not going to be there for my child, and then so on and so forth. What it did for me, it made me not want that at all, or not settle for being absent. Even no matter what the situation was, I fought to get a relationship with my daughter. I was not going to let the same thing perpetuate.
See, that's what he just said. That's what you got to do. You got to fight. You know, you have to fight.
Yeah.
Let's take this call.
We have another caller. Caller,
Thank you,
please.
Caller. What's your name, question, or comment?
What's up, gentlemen? This is Johnny.
Hey, Johnny, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. I'm just saying the same thing you guys said. My dad had a similar situation where his father was there, even though, you know, it was a different time. They were sharecroppers and things. His father was there. He was present during the week, but he wasn't there. So basically, he was there during the week for work to come and sleep. And then he's gone. He didn't really have too much interaction with him. So he told us he would, from that experience, he would never do that to us. He's going to make sure he was there for us.
Nice.
So
how did that
adversity created a different dynamic in him.
What is the impact of that on your, do you have any siblings?
Oh yeah, I have.
What's the impact of him being present on your life? Do you believe?
It's a great impact. So that's why I'm present in my three sons' life, and it made me want to be a family man and be able to take care of my family as well.
That was a positive impact, him being present.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to hear that, man. And we're necessary. We're needed, and not just in our own homes and not our biological homes, but like it's very important to leave an impression on somebody else and to show somebody else what family and what structure looks like outside. You never know who's watching you and how they admire you and how you raise your family. So I think the onus is on us to be more intentional with how we live in our lives out in public, because like we can be leading people astray and not even know it.
Yeah,
indeed.
I agree.
And a lot of times, it takes the forge.
Yeah,
You said that word, forge.
Yes, sir.
To mold is to be where you've been.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna let that happen to me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm gonna make it work.
absolutely.
With or without her, it's gonna work.
It's gonna work, but it takes work.
But it takes a lot of work.
Yeah,
you have to forge something. It's just like a river. A river that don't have no force behind it goes all kind of ways.
Yeah.
But a river that got force behind it goes straight.
You're right.
And that's what I'm saying to these young men. You have people in your life that made a difference.
Yes.
Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You have my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man.
Johnny, thank you for your call, man. We also have a comment on the floor. Thank you, Johnny. Have a good evening, man. We appreciate you viewing. Please like and share so someone else can hear. Or if you want to read that passage from Kathy Victoria.
No, I want you to read it. Can this
man share his experiences with the child?
Direct us all.
I thought Can this man share his experiences as a child and his experiences as a father? Statistics are numbers. Experiences, no matter the statistics, are real, and those experiences are not all the same reasons.
She was referring to the caller.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was from a previous call.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
We have,
Yeah, we can.
Please.
so the effects of the, not the reasons, but the effects of fathers not being present is one thing, because when the gentleman from the clip said something about a connection, there's nothing like a connection with your blood. I equated that at one point in my life where it's like, if you cut your finger and you have this blood here and you just bandage yourself but don't clean it up, now this blood just grew some legs. It's gonna go its own direction. It has no guidance, but it's life in that. There's some life in that, but you didn't go back and clean it up. And for me, that's very painful to see a gentleman that does not take on the responsibility, because he has the ability to respond to that blood that he spilled or that he left behind.
Further,
go ahead, Irvin.
not to cut you off, further in the clip, where in the whole video, and I chopped it up. I'll just paraphrase it. He had an example in the community who stood in. He went to military school just to show himself that he's strong enough to overcome some things and achieve something. And then he said he had to get a backup person because they pinned the letter, the Medal of Valor on each graduate. And he broke down in tears because he said he had a man in the community come stand in for his father, and which was a great thing, which was like kudos to Mac again. But on the inside, he wanted his father no matter what. He was glad to have a person stand in, but he was really, really impacted. And I think it's so many of us that are carrying around things, we strong enough to overcome it. Like, I don't care. He wasn't there, but deep down on the inside, sometimes it takes years and years to come to the forefront to where we're actually affected by it, or we want to know our lineage, or we want to know our history.
Very important.
Yeah.
It's very painful because we say we don't care, but our subconscious will let us know we do.
So the impacts of that, of the father not being there, like I remember to this day, bro, and I'm 56 years old. I remember when somebody told me they're gonna come and get me, and they didn't come. I remember looking out the window. I remember, so there's definitely impacts of things we went through as a child of our father not even being there, whether he said he's coming or not. And we were just bold enough to just believe what he said he's gonna do. That's why I will not lie to a kid.
Period. My daughter. Period.
Well, it's been known that fathers bring discipline, and he definitely did, to the household.
Yeah.
You get children with better grades, male and female, when the father is active in their lives. You get less bullying because he didn't allow nobody to bully you. Because if you walked in the house crying, you had to go back outside and hey, go touch him up. So that allowed me to be like, well, I ain't gonna take it because I go tell him he not gonna take it, so I gotta go out there and do what I gotta do. He used to pay people to fight me. I mean, I ain't saying everybody should do that, but it did allow me to have a certain amount of skills set that I was confident enough with in the streets where I ain't running from you.
That explains a lot.
I ain't running from you, so okay. But the importance of you get less attempted suicides when a father is present. All of these statistics show that when the father is present, and I'm just, because a gentleman just mentioned, like his father was there, he just worked, went to work, came home. He didn't really spend no quality time with his father. It has to be quality time because that has changed your life.
They say that's how some children spell love, Time.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys think that sometimes?
Did you see The Godfather?
Yes, sir.
When you wanted something from The Godfather, he said, "How much time do you spend with your children?"
And
It's very important.
Very.
And
I agree.
And I want to say something he used to tell me too. He used to tell me the way I never really got into the gang life. He said, "What is the biggest gang?" And he said, I said, "I don't know." He said, "The mafia, mi familia." So I came to be from the Alexander gang, born and raised.
You definitely have a gang. You can have a gang, but
and we had a gang. I mean, 10 children. But that allowed me to think like, okay, this is the most well organized gang in the United States is the mafia, and it means mi familia. That allowed me to deduce that from like, okay, my family is way more important than them streets.
Let me show you. No, I'm really quick. Let me show you something else that as a kid who was influenced by things, how he also impacted us because he showed us quality of life. He was fly. He had a natural. He had a Cadillac. He had a Mercedes. He was one of the first people I know that had a brand new 560 SEL.
Yes, sir.
When dope was prevalent in our neighborhoods, he showed us what a real businessman can do, doing it the right way. And he was about God. He was doing it the right. But he also grew from a little Toyota Corolla with about 6 to 8 kids in there going to auditions.
Yeah.
So we saw the progress. So we had real living examples, whether we were in the car or we saw him driving by and we wasn't in the car at the time. He gave us something to shoot for. So I'm only saying that because we have the same onus to be that for this generation. We're complaining about what this generation looks like, but are we investing into the kids?
Yeah.
You know what? It may be a blessing and a curse. I'm just not really scared of much in the neighborhood, and kids can feel that. I'm not scared of Watts. I grew up in Watts. I'm still in Watts today, trying to make a difference. And a kid can tell when you're faking and when you're doing something just because you're scared of them.
Yeah, I agree. You had to send me a warning text a couple weeks ago because I feel like, okay, I'm not scared of it.
Yeah, but you still got to be smart though. I want to say that be responsible with your courage.
Amen.
Be responsible.
And he, what would you always used to tell me? Keep your head on the what?
Swivel.
On the swivel.
I don't, me personally, and I respect your view. I don't live like that. You can bring it, but you ain't gonna leave with it. That's just my view. That's just my view. But I'm not gonna live in fear.
Very horrible view.
I respect your view.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is,
my view.
if I can't go to a store in my community, and whether I cut some of the guys' hairs, or if I know some of the business owners and some of the people in the community, or whatever else, I'm not going to necessarily walk in fear, and I'm probably going to be protected. And thank you. So
no, that's you getting shot.
I get it.
Thank you.
No, or me sending one.
No, hold on.
No,
why does it have to be negative? Why can't it be positive? Why can't it be?
A shot is
why can't I be like, I'm walking in my faith? Why can't it be like, I know that I'm gonna be all right? Why can't it be that if I die, I know that I've been walking correctly?
Learn to listen real quick. Listen real quick.
Yeah.
Yes. Faith. You can walk in faith, but you better have your faith in Jesus.
That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Well, if he didn't tell you to go there, then you go there. That's on you. See, sometimes you just got to do what God called you to do. If he didn't call you and tell you to do that, and you do that, then that's on you. Don't be telling God that, well, God, I'm walking in faith. No. You got to be smart about it. You got to be intelligent. Because they want to snap your head back then. Don't mean you got 2 daughters.
I agree. I agree with what you're saying, but I might be heated too, but I get it.
You got 2 daughters. So you got to think.
I agree with
you. A lot of times we don't think for ourselves. We got to think for, I got to think for him.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I got to think for him.
Yep.
I got to think. See, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Us thinking for one another. That young man back there, I'm thinking about him. Oh, don't get me started.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking about who we can affect right here. Now, it's a good effect. Effective communication is the best thing. But when it's not effective, you got to stay away from it. So,
And
you know,
it's not like you said, Trev, and that's cool. We know where, you know, your stance on stuff, but I even had to start thinking like he just said, because if I do that, it's not that I'm scared, but I'm thinking about the possible outcome and who I'm leaving behind, who's going to step in and fill that gap to make sure or pick up where I left. Because like you said to Mac earlier, for him to even want to deal, because he didn't have to, with the rest of us, you know, it's what position, how am I leaving them? How am I leaving my grandkids to something that could have been prevented? I grew up with y'all. We rode together. We knew. Y'all knew. But now my mind has changed.
Okay.
So I can't move the way that I did 20 years or 30 years ago.
You're completely right, and I agree. I'm gonna leave it at that, because that really could be an awesome topic for another show. I think this show in and of itself is spawning some other topics that for future shows, because there was an incident that at my business, but I'm at my business. It's situations that can pop up anywhere and everywhere now, but let's just put a bookmark there, and maybe that could be a topic for another show, because it sounds like a very interesting and intriguing topic. And as a result, if something could have happened to me, to bring it full circle, man, what would have been the importance of an absent Trevor from Leilani and Kaiser's life? What would have been? What if something would have happened to them and them having an absentee father? I've been pretty much involved all this time and things of that nature, but you know what? I shouldn't put myself in an awkward position or questionable position. It seems as though we have a phone call coming in.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that was the engineer. I don't know what he was doing over there.
But that was,
he did not silence his phone.
It's so many layers to this.
Yeah.
So many layers to this. Yeah.
Well, speaking on statistics, there's data that we have people in here that's their living.
Mm-hmm.
They make a living at thinking of what we don't think of. I'm not going to call him out, but like I hear stories all of the time of how people who think like that end up
in a bad situation.
In a bad situation. You don't always have to be the victim. You can protect yourself and still be taken away.
Yes.
Because you don't have the right to protect yourself in the way that you chose to protect yourself.
It's like my fear may not be what you're going to do to me, but maybe what I have to do to you.
Yeah. And then those have boundaries, because sometimes if someone's leaving your home, you can't do anything. And there's a lot of the laws that we don't know anything about. So that the input would be.
Well, my daddy
advice.
killed a man protecting him. So I pray that I don't have to kill a man protecting him or them.
Yeah.
But I will.
I hope
so
I don't
you
have
keep
to
playing
kill
with me
a
if you
man.
want to. I will.
Yeah, that was the day. That was a day.
Yeah, that was
Oh, we gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah, he lived.
Okay, caller, thank you. Your name, question, and comment.
Please make it short. We're out of time.
I'll make it short. Just give me an opportunity to thank Mac. This is Mark Pope. I love you more than you know, brother. You taught us how to fight. You taught us how to love. You gave us a male role model that we needed in church. You paid for our meals and vacation Bible school. You did it all. And thank you, Kanum, for sharing your dad. I don't know if I could have done. I would have been jealous and probably socked us up. But man, love you to life, brother. God bless you today and forevermore.
God bless you,
Thank you,
man.
man.
I love you
Thank
more, Mark.
That right
Yeah,
there.
that was the time. It was
Real
hard
spit.
sharing.
Is that another
Yeah.
call?
It was hard sharing.
Hold
I had
on,
to-
we got another call.
Hello, caller. Your name, your questioning, and or comment.
Oh, my name is Tyrone. The question is, and I'm sorry I got in so late. I told Numa I was going to check it out, but is it about the impact of an absentee dad,
Yes.
or is it is that more important than having a fully engaged dad? Because all daddies ain't created equal.
You're right.
And you may have covered this already. I don't know.
Go ahead, brother. Share. This is the forum for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep it kind of short.
That's yeah. I'll do my best to keep it short. But
Yeah.
me and Noom talk every now and then, and I had a fully present pop. He was a community builder, and like when I see cats, and in my role at work, I'm a supervisor, and I see what how absent dad. That absenteeism manifests itself in grown men at 40, 50 years old. You know what I mean? The decisions they make, it's not, it's so many. I can't think of a positive reason other than the dad being shit father. I can't see a positive reason, positive outcome, consequence of a man not being in the home. That's all.
Well,
Thank you.
it's not
Thank you.
always
Thank you, Tom.
that way. God can
It's
step
not always
in.
what way, sir?
God can step in because he's the true father.
Yes, sir. With all due respect, and I agree with you with that, but we also have a responsibility, like you alluded to earlier, with Trevor, and the one I don't know the Bible word for word, but the one scripture I do know is faith without works is dead. He gives us free will
James.
and the autonomy to do what we need to do. So we have to do our part as well, because otherwise it can lend itself to a victim mind state, because you're always blaming God and you're putting all the responsibility on him.
I never blame
My
God.
perspective.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks,
you, Tyron.
man. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you, sir. And thank you for all your community service as well.
Right on, brother.
Well,
I appreciate the topic too, by the way.
thank you, man.
Well,
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
bro.
There's been a lot of we getting most of our phone calls from men.
What?
So the impact that it has caused, having the ability or the chance and or opportunity to share and or express some of the feelings that a lot of men still have, whether it be at the frontal lobe of their mind or in their subconscious, it still has an effect on men as we get older and as we grow. Sometimes we tell ourselves that, okay, I'm over it or I'm past it. Sometimes we have to tell that to ourselves so that we can deal with it. We can deal with a father that is not present. But like the gentleman said on the show previously, there's a connection, but he didn't feel a bond. And if you gentlemen out there, men out there, if you can find someone a young man that attaches themselves to you, or you shine some light into their spirit, if they are going to go ahead and pay attention to you and listen to you, please do take the time, money, and energy or whatever it takes, man, to help them out, because you don't know how great they're going to be. Even though there's no feeling like you don't count. There's no feeling like you don't matter to anybody. There's no feeling like being angry and don't know why. You don't know what's going to happen in your subconscious. If in your subconscious you knew you would be great, we would govern ourselves accordingly. But if you know your daddy don't like you, but if you know your daddy don't want you, sometimes you got to tell yourself, no, I'm cool. I'm over it. I can get past it. But we're telling ourselves that, but are we really past it? There's so much hurt being perpetuated amongst our community. There's so much hurt being perpetuated amongst the men in our communities. So if you get the chance and the opportunity to touch somebody else's life, to uplift, encourage, and inspire them like Mac did. We even had a phone call call in and said that how much he appreciated what this gentleman has done and how he has touched his life. Go out and touch somebody else's life in a positive manner, so that if you ever pass away, to that person, your life meant something. Until next Spitt'n Pollaseedz Day, thank you for watching. We hope this uplifted and encouraged. Please call, like, and share and follow so someone else can hear. Have a great week. Thank you.
Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you.
for coming. Yeah.
This spawned a couple more shows.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, the frontal lobe or the tubal or the tubular capacity of your oblongata. Communal